Welcome to Mystically Me, a place to connect to your higher guidance, to your intuition, a space for anyone feeling a deeper calling in their soul, like they know they're here for more. Also, if you're curious about anything spiritual or metaphysical, this is a place for you. Hopefully, we will get into the topics that you are curious about. Also, please feel free to leave a comment if you would like me to talk about something that I haven't yet, or you're interested in something and you'd like a little light shown on it. So, welcome. It is a beautiful morning where I am at. I hope you are having a beautiful day wherever you are. Um, anyway, let's get started. See what the messages want to come through today. Of course, we'll start with the inner child cards, my favorite. They can be shuffled and we will see what messages want to come through for all of you. Ooh, all right. Ooh, hey, that one just sort of jumped out of the deck. All right. Ooh, that one too. Okay. And then, of course, let's go with my favorite three. Okay, so it looks like we have the Four of Wands, which are some of the no, or actually the fairy children working to build a garden together. We have a Five of Swords. On this card, there is a young boy kind of at the ocean's edge, and there's a sea, some seals and starfish, and a sword in the sand and his raft. And then we wrap up here with the Earth Child, which is like the world card in the typical tarot deck. Let's see here. Okay, so what I'm feeling coming through for some of you out there, whoever's hearing this right now, if this is for you, you'll know, you'll feel it. If not, leave it. And the messages that come through are for a collective of people. So if this one's not for you, hopefully the next one is. All right. So what I'm feeling here is kind of two different things happening here. So some of you have been working really hard. Maybe you've been putting something together at work, or maybe I feel like for someone, you really dived in headfirst into a sort of like, I don't know, I'm not thinking like a group project at school, but like something at work that that you had to collaborate with someone on. And maybe that's not usually your way of operating. You're kind of a solo artist. I don't know why that's coming through, or if this is art related at all, but those are the words wanting to come through. So you have been doing this. But now it's coming up for some time where you're going to take a little internal kind of check in to see how that went. I mean, I do think it's really important whenever, as someone who never liked group work as a kid, definitely had to learn to collaborate in a job. Um, Still just prefer to do things on my own if I want to get it done. But as we move into this, I hate to say new world because that kind of like brings up, some crazy conspiracy stuff. And that's not where I'm heading with this. But just energetically, for those of you who are sensitive, you've been feeling it. There's been a shift. That's why so many people are kind of banding together or trying to find more of their group of people, their soul family. That's why I feel many of you are drawn to this because you're either that curious seeker. I definitely know you all feel called to something else, like you are here to help. You know that you have a bigger purpose on this planet. So, yeah. Okay. Let me jump back in here. Okay. So, when you're talking about the final major arcana card, they kind of play together. If you get into the tarot radar at all, you start at zero, which is the Fool in a typical deck. In this deck, it's the little red cap. And then as you go through, kind of like, it's almost, they can be likened to life stages. Anyway, when you get to the end, it's kind of the wrap up. So when the Earth Child card shows up, some very powerful forces are working in someone's life right now. But I feel like this is a combination of you have made some changes. You kind of did some things outside your norm. And now it's really important to stop and kind of reflect on that because we get stuck in going to the next thing, next thing, next thing. And I think it's really important anytime you're making changes in your life, you've got to stop and see what's different. Like, think about maybe you didn't love the collaboration part so much. Like it was a little stressful to work with other people, but you look at this completed project that all of you did together and you're like, whoa, like I know I'm amazing, but I couldn't have done this alone. So sometimes it just takes recognizing that, we maybe for the next evolution in our life, our next identity shift we're moving into, maybe people need to be involved. And I know for some of you, you're like, no. One really big thing, though, is you are, I feel like I want to say, evolving, moving along, or just like coming into a higher self, getting a deeper connection with your higher self. Once you kind of have that, you have to be responsible and remember as above, so below. So just allow yourself to be filled with childlike wonder. And I feel like for some of you listening, there's some really amazing things ahead. And don't get me wrong. I think for everyone listening, like I'd love to focus on the positive because, we get enough negative in the world. So why not? And I wish I had the facts for this. I'll have to look it up. But one of the facts I was sharing with my students before the school year ended was about how our brains, it was like a tenth of a second or something to register and store negative memories or negative experiences. But it took like 10 seconds or 20 seconds. I'll have to look this up to actually store in our memories a positive experience or memory. And when I found that out, like the actual science facts, I just thought, oh my gosh, we are really set up, aren't we, to think negatively? And that's not good. It is hard to be positive, so I try to focus on the positive. So you are coming into some really great things in your life, and like some beautiful rites of passion, or sorry, not rites of passion, rites of, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the word. Would you grow up? Rites of passage. Oh my gosh, there we go. Not sure why passion came up. That is one of the cards that was the card that a couple readings ago ended the reading about wild love and passion. So maybe that thread's kind of wanting to come up again. Anyway, let me work with the cards I have here because I don't. Okay, so yeah, there's been a stage of building, togetherness. All right, let's see here. So if we go with four wands are good. Let's see what. Okay, so how do we? Oh, all right. Here, this is coming in. Give me just a second. Okay, so here we go. What from a lot of hard work, the collaboration, like I was talking about, it's actually been causing. This comes in. Sorry, this message is kind of coming in right now. So all of this amazing hard work and your ability to work with others has uncovered some truths. Either you are in the process of uncovering these, and these are not like, ooh, truths that I'm going to reveal someone. They're really truths about yourself. Maybe you realized you actually enjoy working with the people and that you had such an amazing experience collaborating with others. That you were able to understand something deeper about yourself, and just realize there are always unseen forces in our life here to, I feel like, helping us. And you might be having an experience right now where maybe this kind of connects me back to something else I said in another video about someone's like guides, their guidance, their angels, however you like to refer to them, your higher self was sending messages after messages and they just weren't believing them. Well, the thing is I believe the thing is you've started to realize that what you were seeing, feeling, it was real. So the unseen forces in your life are starting to become visible, which I just had the biggest sense, it just felt like 1,000 pounds was lifted off my chest. So for someone listening, I mean, you see it now, right? You do. You know that you are always connected and you're never alone. And that is, that realization is one of the reasons, I mean, really why I started this is just to help people understand, like, you are the magic and you have angels and guides and spirits, ancestors, whatever you refer to, who are always there wanting to help you, listen to you. Just know you are not alone in this because, life is a lot of fun challenges. And, sometimes we're stuck more in the challenging part than I don't know, I guess the freedom part. So just know that everything you've been working towards, all the effort, all the deep uncovering of yourself, which led to some amazing uncovering, is really kind of, leading up into this Earth Child. That's what it's called in this deck. The card is called the Earth Child, and it's got a beautiful Earth, and then a child kind of outside of Earth, with a big heart, a big red heart on their chest. So, you're coming into a really beautiful phase of your life, but honestly, you realize how much you deserve this. I mean, you deserve beautiful phases in your life, even without making changes to who you are or taking that deeper look inside the self, which isn't easy to do, especially the older you get. Or, thinking about it, in my 20s, I wouldn't have been able to take a deeper look at self because I just thought, I knew everything, which is fine. That's how we're supposed to be. That's how you get that confidence and go out in the world and, try to achieve all those dreams that you have. Hopefully, you never got to a point where those all kind of got shut down from, family, society. So just realize all the fruits of your labor, I want to say, because that's kind of what happens when you create a garden. You put all this time and effort in, starting from seed, growing your own food, and then you have this beautiful bounty to eat, share. But I've helped friends with gardens, and it is not, you really have to pay attention and take care of it and put a lot of loving time and effort. So great job to whoever this is for. You have done it. I don't know if it's a promotion. Maybe you shifted into a new kind of career and things are just taking off for you. So congratulations, and just know you deserve this, and you did this. It was you who went, yes, you maybe collaborated, but you even taking that chance into collaborating with someone, was big. I feel very big for you. So just congratulations. Your angels, your guides, whoever you connect to, they're really proud of you and so thankful that you're listening to them now and you've connected in a deeper way. Now, let me get some water. My ice melted, so that's terrible, terrible news. Okay. So we're going to jump into, I feel like there's some more messages that want to come through from our sacred geometry cards. So let me get some shuffling into that. All right, let's see. We've got the DNA card, which is 25, 27, which is high tide, and okay, I was wondering why I said passion before, and then we've got 26, which is the sacred union card. So that's a beautiful card. Okay, give me a second. Let me kind of see what messages are wanting to come through with these cards. Oh, for my numbers, people? Oh, interesting. So DNA is 25, high tide is 27, and 26 is sacred union. So they didn't come through in 25, 26, 27, but they definitely came through as a group that, were in order. Okay, let's see. So the DNA card represents conscious evolution, which is, kind of a major theme for life right now. There's a group of people, a collective of people, the people who have found this channel. You're the ones feeling called to more. And that's kind of what this conscious evolution is. I feel like this call is happening. And those of you who have found this, star seeds, just those with a greater connection to their higher selves, you can feel this evolution in your DNA. I feel like it is taking place in our DNA. And for those of you that this is a little out there for, I apologize, but I definitely feel like there is some DNA, in our scientific world, there's a lot about the DNA that they don't know. I don't know if this is still the case, but what do they call it? Junk DNA. I don't really think that anything in there is, junk would be the correct term. So I do feel like that is what's happening. And that's why you are feeling drawn to more or spaces like this, is that for lack of a better word, I feel like our spiritual DNA is activating, or just, the DNA that just helps us, I don't know, that's activating this. There's more than this. Life isn't just, I'm going to work really hard in a job that I, love sometimes, but it's not the most perfect fit, but I'm just going to work hard and try to pay my bills and, do the best I can. I just don't feel like that is what we all came to this planet to do. I just, barely make it by and always be stressed out. So there's this conscious evolution occurring. And then the high tide card represents just dynamic action. So I feel like that is why many of you are here. You might be like, well, listening to a YouTube isn't dynamic action. But if you are letting yourself be opened up to things that maybe you had never considered before, like a channel like this where messages are coming through using tools like Oracle and tarot cards, um, like you're here and it's for a reason because like there's certain things you can't explain so well with words, but you just feel inside, without like anything denying that fact. Like I've always known about my angels and guides, and well, maybe not when I was little because of how the trauma I grew up in, but no, I mean, I do feel like we all know when we're born, and then it just kind of gets covered up with blankets, little blankets from other people in the world. Okay, so yeah, it's this time of dynamic action. Many people are feeling like I just can't do nothing anymore. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do, but I know it's something. And yes, listening to this is a dynamic action. Being here is a dynamic action. Letting yourself feel into something without letting your mind, your analytical mind get all involved is major. That is dynamic action because for so long we've been taught not to trust what we feel inside or what we know to be true and listen to outside sources. So that is some dynamic action. Give yourself a little credit for showing up. Maybe you haven't felt these messages are for you. Maybe you have, maybe you still have doubt. I don't know. The point is that you took the action, and that is what matters. I'm learning that. I've been learning that through some work I've been doing on myself with a mentor, is that, hesitation kills momentum. Like, stop overthinking, stop doubting yourself. When you feel it and do it, All right. And then, of course, sacred union. The two key words for this card are passion and union. So it's coming up again. I always want to be sure, though, because I know so many of us, when we hear something like this, I know my first jump is, oh my gosh, twin souls, twin flames. Oh, it's, real true love. But we have to remember, within every human, we have masculine and feminine. There's the divine masculine and feminine with us all, regardless of what gender you were born with or what gender you identify with. We all have it's a balance within us that's kind of a goal, is to balance within us that masculine and feminine. So with this card, it's just talking about sacred relationships. So it could be a romantic sacred relationship. It could also be the relationship within yourself, and just finding a better balance. If you've always, maybe you're always about action and you never really slow down, or maybe you struggle with the action part. You're like, always got all the great ideas in your head, but just putting them into action. So, when you find a masculine, feminine balance within yourself, you are soft when you need to be, and you are taking action when you need to be. And it just kind of helps balance itself out. So, yeah. I also feel like for some people, the fact that you have recognized this conscious evolution, you are fully like head first in, maybe there's some action that you need to be taking. I feel this is coming through for a certain group, a certain person. There is that love, that romantic love you've always dreamed about. But now that with that conscious evolution, it's conscious now. It's not in your subconscious. You have to take some dynamic action to get where you want to be, or to be in the union you want to be in. Give me a sec to see if I can get any more specifics coming through with this. Okay, I'm not feeling like this is an action, like a life altering, like a leaving a relationship to find a better one or anything like that. It is more of a dynamic action that, at first it's going to start with this belief for someone that, yes, you are absolutely worthy of that. Every single person is worthy of being loved and adored and cherished and feeling passion and like spirit connection in their relationship. So first of all, you need to know that you deserve it. You're worthy of it, and you can absolutely have it. That's the first step. And then for some of you, I feel like that is the dynamic action, but I'm feeling for someone else, there's something else you have to do. Maybe this person put the ball in your court a long time ago, and you have to make that call or reach out. And that is a very dynamic action, putting yourself out there, because you don't know. I feel like for who this is for, you don't know. You really haven't talked to them in a while. You didn't really leave things amazing. You don't know if they're with someone. You don't know what's going on currently, but you know it's them. And for someone, I'm feeling you really feel like you messed up. And I honestly, of course, I don't know, but the important thing that's coming through here is even if there was someone else, or even if it's not going to be, and maybe it won't be today or next week. I don't know. It might take them a little time, or they might not be in a situation right now that is easily changed. But by you just taking that action, by you reaching out, by you showing the universe that you know you're worthy and you're ready, that's what's going to make the magic happen here. Even I know this is hard to accept. It might not even be that person you're thinking of right now, but maybe just taking that action towards it will open up a whole world of possibility. So just know you are strong enough, and you always have, your connection to your higher guidance to help you through this. But what I'm very excited, like feelings of excitement right now. So whoever this is for, you are excited, and I think you know how things are going to work out. So just do it. Oh yeah, awesome. All right, I feel like there's a few more cards actually that want to come through. Not with this thread of like download. With this download, this is something new that wants to come through, but still with the sacred geometry cards. So we're going to kind of, let's see here. All right, we've got 24, which is the calm within. Funny, that's still kind of in the line of those cards. 46, which is the Merkaba, which is a beautiful, it's also known in sacred geometry as the star Tehetron. All right. Oh, and then 47, which is together. So interesting, a theme. Okay. What's really interesting is when I look at these three cards, like how I had laid out the other three, they kind of have a similar theme, which is interesting. Because, the calm within, obviously, is, that knowing, it's the inner peace. It's like the inner peace within you. Well, so anyway, how I was looking at these is, when you're calm, you notice the conscious. And then in sacred geometry thought, the Merkaba is kind of it's a three-dimensional vehicle or I think even more than that, maybe five-dimensional, but that's a little energetic, not just what you could see. Anyway, I will have to look this up so I'm not butchering what this is, but I know they consider it like the light ascension vehicle. So that's getting a little bit quantum, a little bit deep for where where this channel started. And then, of course, we end up with the together again. So coming back to some sort of relationship. Okay, but I said this is a separate thread, so I'm going to disconnect from the other one and see what needs to come through with this. So as a general overall to the collective, your breath, breathing, our breath is so important. I mean, think about it. Water, air, we can't live without either one. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't, and this is me included, not any judgment, don't take very deep breaths. We're kind of shallow chest breathers. We don't really use our diaphragm or get that air down where it needs to be. So if you're one of those people who are like, oh, I can never meditate, or just sitting in there breathing is stupid, I just try to find, there's so many videos on YouTube. so many people that help with meditation and that type of mindfulness. So try to find someone you connect with. I am introducing mindfulness, like little techniques on my TikTok it's kind of a channel for my old students, for anyone who basically teaching all the things I could never teach in the public school classroom. Just, a lot of stuff that comes up here, those spiritual, metaphysical things. And that's also at Mystically Me 888, but trying to have some shorter videos in there about mindfulness techniques. I always used to try to get students in classrooms to do it, but it's a little embarrassing when you have, all of your, everyone around you. So but breath, mindfulness, it's really going to help you through all the changes coming in your life right now. It's just really going to help with this, realizing you have a spiritual side and wanting to connect to it is a big thing. So just breath always helps bring us back to where we need to be. One thing that's really helpful and doesn't get too fancy in all the different types of breath, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, I believe, if your exhales are longer than your inhales. So to try to get into a calm place quicker, breathe in, your inhale, count maybe till 4, and then exhale for like 6, and try to make it a longer gap. But that really helps you instantly gets your body into a relaxation mode. So please try that. Simple. You don't need to do it for an hour, just a few times, just making sure the inhale's longer. So when we get to the Merkaba, like I said, it's kind of like the light, start to Heterodon. So a time-space vehicle of ascension is another way to say the light ascension vehicle. It's interesting. I feel like readings can't not connect sometimes, because there's always a thread here, but, through that breath, through the calm within is how you're going to get the stronger connection with your higher self, with your angels, your guides, whatever you want to say. So it's really interesting too. In the Together card, it is a man and woman, and they are in the Merkaba. They have them standing in the Da Vinci's. Is it Vitruvius? I always say that wrong. Vitruv in man. I'll have to look it up. Sometimes words fail me. So I feel like as we get to the close of this, finding mindfulness is essential. You're going to need to find mindfulness that works for you. And sometimes maybe it's just a few deep breaths, because guess what? You can take deep breaths anywhere. You can breathe anywhere. You don't need your phone. You don't need any tools. I mean, it's just something we can do. So just that conscious longer exhale will help bring you into calm. This will help you connect deeper, better to your guides and your angels and your higher guidance, your own higher self. And then, it's coming through. For those of you, I see it 2 ways. So you get the calm, you get the connection, you become more of yourself. And then you're either going to find the community, the relationship, the whatever, to get the connections. Whether it's a soul family, new friends. I mean, maybe you're realizing right now as you've been breathing and connecting to your higher guidance that, oh my goodness, the people I spend my time with aren't my people. And that's okay. I realize that as much as I love the kid part of my job, like working with kids and how awesome they are, that many of the adults in billet schools were not my people. And never will be, and that's okay. And at some point you have to realize, like, you have to leave a space if you're ever going to fully grow into who you're supposed to be. And this could happen at 20, at 18, at 50, at 40. It's whenever you're ready to step into the truer self, your truest self, who you're supposed to be, the life you're supposed to live. I hope these messages reached you today. If you were supposed to hear them, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you.